Sarah here with Paul at Misty Gardens. Paul, can you tell us what is the hot plant of the year?
One of the hot plants of the year is actually right here. It's called Night Sky, and it's a new petunia that everybody wants to have this year. The company that made it will probably be working on that, but for this year we just have one, and it's with the blue, with the white flecking in the petals.
Well, it's very pretty. Now, what kind of care would go into taking care of something like that?
This plant should be watered probably every 2 or 3 days, whenever the basket gets light, and it should receive fertilizer. It can receive fertilizer once for the whole year in the form of a granular slow release, or it can be receiving fertilizer in the water regularly.
Now, some people, before that snowstorm we got not too long ago, might have planted early. Is there a risk that those plants might have gotten frostbitten, or?
It'll depend a little bit on what kind of plants they are, but things like cabbages should be fine. We had ours outside and they had snow all over them, and they're good. Some of the trees, there's a bit of frost burning on the edges of the leaves, but they weren't leafed out so much that it was a problem. But the advantage of a greenhouse is that we can start plants earlier, so that plants that take a long time to mature in our only 100-day frost-free season can still mature. So things like tomatoes or peppers, we can start them early, and customers can buy them from us and get fruit before that fall frost comes. Other plants like peas and beans work well in our climate, and their season is shorter than our frost-free season, so they mature and ripen, and we can harvest them before the frost comes in the fall. Anything that isn't in the ground can probably go in the ground now, with plans of maybe putting a blanket over them if we do get a frost that comes later, but we should be done with all that now. It looks like we're good to go get all the gardening things done. There certainly is. What we're trying to do is make gardening easy, so we're buying plants that perform well, and we're buying the newer plants so they have the new colors, and we also have a whole garden center of tools and fertilizers and things to get rid of pests, so we're doing all the things we can think of to try to make gardening easier.
Are there a lot of pests in the Humboldt area, perhaps tent caterpillars or anything like that?
Yes, Kayla up at the front mentioned we opened at 9 o'clock this morning, and she'd had 3 calls about that pest before 9:30. So yes, the forest tent caterpillar is here. The advantage we have right now is that they're clumping together, so they're easy to control. But as they get older and bigger and eat more, they're going to spread out, and they're much harder to control because they're not all together, and they also will strip the trees of their leaves. You can spray them with a number of insecticides, and because they're all together, you don't have to do a lot of searching. You have to search for the clumps of them, but once you find them, you can kill a lot of forest tent caterpillars in a short time.